What's up, y'all? It's another day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. I woke up with three things on my heart this morning. One was after I read this morning's Bible verse, it really touched my heart about alcohol, the influence, and the decisions that alcohol has on you. And I read Genesis 19, right? Verse 30. So Lot departs from Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord destroys Sodom and Gomorrah and spares Lot's life and some of his family. His wife looks back, turns to salt, dies, right? But his two daughters, they don't have a husband. So they give their father wine to drink, get him drunk, and sleep with him one night, the oldest. And the second night, the youngest sleeps with him after getting him drunk again. And it made me think, what's the benefit of alcohol? What does it mean to get tipsy, to get nice? You know, if you drink, that's your thing. But maybe you ask yourself, what's the benefit? If you're a man and you're out and about, right, you lose faculty, you lose fine motor skills. If you drive, if you have to stay on point to observe your surroundings, keep you and your family, your lady safe. It's really no benefits. There are no health benefits. I know people talk about wine, but wine is a lot of sugar, right? Whatever you do, you knock yourself out. I was just reflecting, so I'm sharing. I was reflecting. You do with this as you do with it. It hits you and lands the way it hits you and lands, right? I'm not condemning you. Do what you do. But, you know, it made me be transparent with my sons this morning. I came down. We had breakfast. I told them, look, I read this verse today. And I think I conceived my first child after being drunk on St. Ides malt liquor beer. You know, Ice Cube back in the day used to do commercials for St. Ides malt liquor beer, 40. I was drinking a 40 on a Saturday in Harlem, not even Spanish Harlem, on the west side. I got drunk, and I think I impregnated my girlfriend that night, and later encouraged her to get an abortion. And so I've had to deal with that with God. I repented. You know, God forgive me for I have sinned. I feel like he forgives me. My daughter Rose is living with him now up in heaven. You know, I feel like it was a girl, and that's what I feel like her name would have been. So I had to be transparent with my sons, and, you know, I shared the verse with them. My wife had told me a story. She saw a post about alcohol and how it's just no benefits to it. And that kind of stuck with me. Then I read this verse, and then reminded me when I impregnated my then girlfriend, which led to an abortion. And it was just, I can't remember any stories of drinking and being better with alcohol in me than being better sober. I used to have a buddy, like not every time, right? Can't say every time, can't say always and never, right? I had a buddy that often would drink and get all of us into fights because he was a little loose with the girls and a little disrespectful. But that's neither here nor there, right? That was one thing that was on my heart, alcohol. Another thing was on my heart, and it's been on my heart for a while. I talked to a couple of buddies at work. Shout out to the men's group, aka ARC and R&B. I was just talking another day. I was walking to work. I was like, what's our culture, black culture, that we can leave to our children? What business, what can we leave? If I'm a star athlete, I can only hope my child has my athletic genes, hand-eye coordination, whatever, height, strength, dexterity. But that's not something we can really leave to our children. What do we leave, In Jewish culture, they have stores, they have jewelry, they run the diamond district. They can have a little counter that they can leave to their son or daughter, teach them the jewelry business. Even growing up in Spanish Harlem, the bodegas, Spanish, they can leave the store to their children. The Asian people in the hood, in the community, Chinese restaurants, nail salons, they can leave to their family. The pizza shops, the Italians, they can leave to their family, to their sons and daughters. What do we have, bro? People come from other countries, open 7-Elevens, fast food restaurants. What do we have to leave to our children? If we rap, we want our children to be rappers. If we're in sports, we can't make them be athletic. What do we really leave, man? Then, sometime in my feed, I'll see something talking about hip hop. And I'm like, the gang culture. How do we leave? What benefit is that to be in a gang? We can't leave that to our children. We RIP, free this person. Freedom for what? Like, why we want to free people if they kill somebody in the hood? Why we want to free them? Why we in gangs? At least the Black Panthers stood for something. We in gangs, we killing each other. What's the benefit of the gang, bro? I know that's a lot of fatherless homes, but what's the benefit? What's our culture? Just think about that, man. If you're in a position to make something happen, open a store that you can leave to your kids, something. I'm trying to leave a culture of faith, discipline, loving on their family, being a good dad. I don't have businesses per se I could just hand off. I'm working on some things, but, I haven't been blessed in that area completely yet, But we don't have stores. We don't have organizations. We don't have accounting agencies that we can leave to our kids, Even Latino families have landscaping companies. You might laugh at someone that might have a profession as a landscaper. Oh, this Latino family knows how to landscape. They got trucks. They got companies. They got something in Sons. I don't see Black landscapers. I don't see Black landscaping companies. And of course, when I say I don't see them, and I'm saying, what do we have? Meaning that it's not enough that it's a thing, right? It's not a thing. We don't have a known avenue in commerce that's a thing that we own and we leave to our children. We got the wealthiest amount of Black people in all of history today, with athletes, entertainers, entrepreneurs, social media now, YouTube. You can get a YouTube channel. We have the most Black millionaires that we have ever had in the history of humankind. Can we come together, open malls? Like, we don't have a Marshalls. We don't have Louis Vuitton, the Sean Johns and the Fat Farms. We build it up and sell it. There's no Tommy Hilfiger for a Black person. There's no Louis Vuitton that a Black person made. Bro, if you're hearing this, man, just think about that. What do we have? We don't have chain stores that are known to be predominantly owned by Black people. What's our culture, man? Hip hop, buy a chain, buy a watch. We don't buy a chain or watch from a Black jeweler. Now, you buy the chain, you buy the watch from whoever you want. I'm not discriminating. I'm not saying we shouldn't buy it from the Diamond District. I'm just saying, what's our culture? What do we hand down? What business acumen do we hand down? What are we known for? What is our commerce lane? Do we own 7-Elevens in abundance, McDonald's in abundance, Burger King's in abundance, White Castle's in abundance? No, bro. We don't. People come from other countries and have chains. We don't have that. So that was number 2. Another thing on my heart was influence. I saw some clip and I was like, oh, I saw a clip of the Golden Globes, the monologue, the opening monologue, and it was like, I think it was last year's or this year. My wife showed me this morning. Something Glazier, Nikki Glazier. She's funny. She was like, some of these people promote who you should vote for. Why do I care if you sing or dance who you vote for? Why do I care? Why do I care who you vote for? Because you sing or dance. Why should that influence you? People out there, the only thing should influence you is the policy, bro. The policy that the politician is saying they endorse. Policy. Policy. I want this law to do this. If you live somewhere and you be like, that's a good look for me, that's the person you vote for. You don't vote for a person because this singer or this actor or this comedian say it's a good look. Their skill is singing, dancing, comedy, whatever they're known for, that's their skill. Could they be highly intelligent in politics? Yeah. Let them explain to you why you should vote for somebody. Just them standing on stage with a politician don't mean you should vote for them because you like them. Or athlete. Because you 6'8" and you could dunk and you play for my favorite team that I grew up rooting for, I should vote for who you say? No, man. Stop. Think, bro. Think policy. All right? So those were a couple of things on my heart, man. Alcohol, what's our culture, and influence, man. Who's influencing you? Who's influencing you, man? Somebody that walked the walk, talked the talk, and you trust, and you can learn from them? Bet, I'm with that. Somebody just because they popular, because you sing? I should vote for who you say because you sing? Come on, man. So that's it, man. Just woke up. I thought it was an opportunity to be transparent with my sons. Told them about the abortion that I had when I was young, before I was saved. I still sin saved. Not saying that, right? No one's perfect. If you're breathing, you're flawed. All right? Nobody's perfect. But I think I never told them that part of my life. So I had to tell them. The verse came up. It reminded me of alcohol. Nothing good comes from being high, tipsy, drunk, nice. I was doing me. Nothing good come from that, man. I had to learn, and I learned the hard way. That tragic abortion, tragic. God forgive me. So that's it, man. I hope any of those things, all of those things, give you something to think about. Culture. What culture do we have? We throwing up gang signs at every music video. We trying to kill each other in the streets over blocks we don't even own. We got to do better. We got to do better. And that's just for, people of color like myself. I'm talking to you about that. I'm talking to everybody about alcohol, and I'm talking to everybody about who influences you. So that's today's message. I love y'all. I hope this helps somebody. Just give you something to think about. And I love y'all. Have a great day and a good week.